Hello everybody, it's Vortak, and welcome to our new RimWorld Let's Play. This is actually our third colony and our first episode in the third colony. And I want to thank you guys for checking out the series. If you're new to RimWorld, the plot is simple. You are a bunch of, I guess, space travelers who were forced to crash land on this distant planet, and now the goal is kind of survival. So we've seen this type of game time and time again, except this one's a top-down kind of game where we're going to be kind of directing them sort of like an RTS game, similar to StarCraft or things like that, but not as much micromanagement. We just kind of have goals for them and they go do those things. So you'll see as we get going here. And then I want to quickly explain why the reboot of the series. I used to call the series DerpWorld. And I had a second colony that didn't exactly die, but wasn't doing too great. So for those reasons, I decided to start over. And I also decided to start over because Alpha 8 came out, and I wanted to start anew and check out the new features in Alpha 8. And there are a bunch. There are two new biomes. We have the Boreal Forest, and we have the Tundra. I'm actually in the Boreal Forest. And we just have a bunch of new features such as temperature and seasons and a lot more weather and things like that. Things that are going to affect our survival a lot. So I've been doing a lot of watching of videos, specifically Weem, which is why he's back in the colony. And I'm just going to get started here and kind of explain what's going on. So here we are. We've crash landed. And there is myself, Vortak, who is enormous. We have Switch, who is someone who wanted to be in the series, so welcome. And we have Weem. So let me pause here for a second, and I'm going to show you guys kind of what everyone is capable of here. So Vortak is a miner. He is, yeah, really good with mining, decent with medicine. And then Weem is a good chef, also decent with medicine and research. And Squitch is more of a research kind of person, but everyone's pretty good with medicine and stuff like that. And I wanted to get a good colony of people who were, you know, colonists who were capable of doing everything. And all their strong suits are pretty similar, but that's not a bad thing. So this is good because we can prioritize them to do pretty much anything, which is a problem I've been having with my colonists in the past. So right away, what you want to do is kind of look around and see what area you want to kind of set up camp. So here is our whole spawn, and we have a lot of mountains that we're surrounded by, but for the most part, we're pretty much out in the open. We have all of this area, which is undiscovered, which means people can just come up through here and I guess kind of attack us straight on. The good news is there's not a whole lot going on over here. And yeah, this is pretty much just a nice big open space with a little bit of mountain coverage. So what I would like to do is kind of get some walls built between these two mountains to block off that main area where people are going to be coming up at us. And then eventually also block this off completely. Because that'll give us plenty of room to build and stuff like that. So although that's going to be a giant wall. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I was hoping for a little more of a nestled-in nook, but not a big deal. So right away when we start, we have a whole bunch of supplies that have dropped everywhere out of our spacecraft. And what you want to do is set up stockpiles to like put these supplies in. And this is what I did last time. So we're going to go into Architect, and I'm going to check out some of the new features before we get started. So temperature. We have a campfire to keep them warm, heater, electrical device that converts electricity into heat, and then we have a cooler that can also be turned around and used as a heater as well. So those are the options for temperature. They're going to be affected by that as the seasons change. Right now we're in June. And also after August, in this area in particular, we cannot grow crops anymore. So we'll need to rely on hunting and things like that. There are a lot of new obstacles in our way just by adding temperature alone. So anyway, let's get into some of the zoning here and create some stockpiles. I want to use this. This is awesome. We have a room right here that we can just instantly make a home for ourselves in. Everyone can get their own bed, and we can start strong. So this is really, really good. I'm going to take full advantage of that. We're going to stick close to this room, and I am going to... Well, actually... I could use this room for like, well, no. We're just going to use it for sleeping in and stuff. Okay, so first things first, we're going to make a stockpile. Now, all of our stuff is right here, so why venture too far away? I'm going to put this first stockpile right here. Actually, no, I'm not. I want to make it bigger. Let's cancel that. Can I not cancel it? Hey. Dang it. All right, whatever. We're going to make our first stockpile like that. And oh, let's see. Delete zones. There we go. Boop. Okay. So what we want to do for our first stockpile, this is kind of going to be an everything stockpile for the most part. You click on it and hit storage. We're going to go into what it can and cannot have. I want to keep all food out of the stockpile. Manufacturing raw resources are fine. Items, weapons, apparel. This is going to be the stockpile that eventually becomes like good for trading. But I like keeping my food separate from all that. So we're going to make another stockpile that is good for food. So let's do, I think we'll just put that one maybe up here. And then we need to make a dumping stockpile, which I'm actually going to put probably over here in this swampy area. Now, it's good to keep that kind of away, because if we get corpses, people get really bummed out, and if I don't have time to like dispose of them or dig graves, at least they'll be kind of away from them, so they don't have to worry about like staring at a rotting corpse all the time. Alright, so we're going to not allow rotten. We're going to take away, we're going to keep foods, take away the rest of this stuff. So this is just the food stockpile, no corpses allowed. And then this is going to be the dumping stockpile. So we'll allow rotten, we'll take away all the resources, and we'll keep corpses on. Body parts, no, we'll need those. There's good body parts. And I think that'll be good. Corpses. Humanoid corpses. Why not? Animal corpses. All the corpses. All corpses welcome. Cool. Eventually we'll dig graves and stuff, but for now, for just like our primitive society, that's what we're doing. So we have our stockpiles set up. They're going to instantly start gathering things after I allow that. What we need to do for that is kind of like hit F. Go over everything you want them to bother picking up and hit F. Boop, boop. Okay, cool. So we have some guns too. I want to make sure we equip them with guns. And a good thing about this game that I always forget to do is pause. Ween was trying to explain the importance of pausing to me. And I feel like I'm going to be playing a lot smarter now, because I would get into so much trouble just by trying to run away in the heat of the moment without taking time to like pause and strategize, which you can absolutely do. And then this over here is going to tell us, this blinking thing, a room is composed of separate wall pieces and a door, so they want us to do these things. Equip weapons, build a room, colonists need beds, colonists need a grow zone, and hunter lacks a weapon. We have someone who's good at hunting, who doesn't have a rifle. So that's what we want to do. So, okay, we have our stockpiles. They know to collect all this stuff. I'm going to get them started doing that. And in the meantime, while they're gathering stuff, I'm going to go into our building. I think that's going to be under structure. And we're going to build some... Do I have any steel? It looks like this room is made of steel, and I want to keep to that, because we only need one wall. I'm going to make a steel wall there. And then we're going to make wooden doors because they're cheap there and there. That is going to seal off this and make it a room in itself, which is awesome. I'm also going to, just right off the bat, another problem with this game is, that's not really a problem with the game, but another problem you'll face with your colonists is that they get really pissed off when they have to share a room. I'm going to make 2 rooms right now. And in fact, I want to make this a little bit bigger. Let's cancel that wall. We're going to make 2 rooms. I think about that size. Well, that's 1 room. I don't want to make it too small, and that's okay. We have 2 rooms, technically. So we'll put a bed in this hallway area, and we'll put a bed in here, and at least one person will have a bed to themselves, a nice bedroom. And that'll keep them from getting too anxious and pissed off that they don't have their own space. Perfect. Alright, so after that door gets completed, you'll notice the roof appears over the building, indicating that is now a closed-off room, which is satisfying one of our needs. The next thing we want to do is, while they're gathering things, we want to make sure they equip their weapons. I want to make sure I follow this. This thing over here is going to keep us alive, surviving and thriving. Now, we have to go over each character and make sure that we give them something that they can actually use. Now, myself, Vortek, is not very good with shooting. Weem isn't much better, and Squitch is kind of our main person for shooting. I'm going to equip Squitch with the rifle. I'm going to give Vortek and Weem pistols, if we have more than one. So, let's see. Vortek's just kind of building away. What is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, birch tree. Okay, that's just a trunk that looks kind of different from the rest. Oh, a knife. Okay, we'll give me a knife. This is what Weem did to me in his series. He did the same thing I did, where he incorporated himself and myself into his game. I did the same thing for the third colony. Wow, we have a lot of silver, which is great. This is kind of our currency when trade ships come by. We already have a lot right off the bat. Perfect. We also have a bunch of food right off the bat. This is really, really good. Okay, cool. So they've made their first rooms. We need to give them beds. And since we are doing okay with supplies, we have 156 wood. I'm actually going to go ahead and give them decent wooden beds right away. Let's rotate this. We're going to put the bed in the corner like that. I'm going to put a bed there, and I'm going to put a bed there. Perfect. Now, wooden beds are good. They don't like sleeping on the floor, so this is going to already get another problem they're having settled right away. And we did that. Colonists need beds. And then the final thing it's asking us to do is make a grow zone, a farm. So, mine. Designate areas of rock to be mined out. We'll worry about that in a second. What we need to do for that, where is zone? A growing zone. I'm going to make a decently sized growing zone kind of next to this food stockpile. We'll put it like... It's kind of big. We'll put it like that. And we're going to come in here. We're going to click on growing. And it's growing potato plants. Potatoes are okay. I'm going to keep it to potatoes. Now, the other thing we can do is have them forage for berries, which is a good food resource for the start of the game. I'm not seeing any bushes, though, unless I'm completely missing them. But I don't think the boreal forest is usually something that grows a lot of berries, which is kind of unfortunate because berries are a really good starting food source. Let's just hope their little food packs that drop with the ships sustain them for now, while we kind of figure out what to do with all these potatoes and stuff. Looks like Vortek's going to sleep. Squitch is going to sleep. It's also good to, like, designate beds. Weem doesn't have a... Uh-oh. They didn't bother building Weem a bed. They built themselves beds and left Weem to fend for himself. I'm going to make him a sleeping spot. That sucks. Just for now. There you go, Weem. There we go. Weem gets to sleep on the ground, but that's alright. I'm going to give everyone the bed that they're currently sleeping in. Set owner. Vortek will be assigned to this bed. Squitch will be assigned to this bed. And whenever Weem gets around, or someone gets around to building Weem's bed, that will be his. So, there we go. Squitch gets her very own bedroom. So, awesome. Our first day in the colony, I'd say, was pretty successful. So morning is upon us, everyone's getting up, Vortek is hard at work building Weem's bed. I'm going to set the owner of that now before I forget. And yeah, let's pause real quick. That is going to do it for the first episode of our RimWorld Let's Play. I want to thank you guys so much for checking out the series. If you enjoy these videos, I'm going to be doing a good handful of them here. So please leave a like, talk to me in the comments, let me know if you have any questions, keep me in check, and help me out, give me advice and tips, as a lot of people have been doing in the previous episodes. And yeah, I hope to see you guys again in the second episode. Thank you so much. Catch you next time. That's how it's going to look. That's the finished product right in front of us, because you won't be able to see the top anyway. That doesn't look too terrible. I would like it more if it pointed more, but it's okay. I was also imagining...